All right, so Dr. Shante, I'm going to move on to something that everybody has either seen or participated in
Okay.
on social media,
Okay.
and that is the never ending gender war. Boy, is it kicked up in the last couple of
It
years.
really has.
What it makes me wonder, and I'm going to play a clip that relates to your opinions on this, but what this makes me wonder is because how divisive it has made us. We focus solely on all of the differences, but as a mental health professional
Mm-hmm.
and a college professor, what would you say are the ways that we are more similar than we are different, that we
Okay.
don't focus on?
Okay.
That's a
That's the
question.
question. So, ironically, I was having this conversation with my friend last night, and I said, America, in particular, is really good at deploying scarcity. It is it is amazing, and when I say scarcity, it's from the place of not enough, not good enough, not pretty enough, some semblance of not enough, right? And when you get on the flight, right? You're on the same flight, but not everybody's having the same experience, right? Because scarcity has been deployed. Oh no, you don't get this level of service. Oh no, you don't get these kinds of snacks. You are at this level, and certain benefits and certain packages are and amenities are only available to people at a certain level, right? And so a lot of people come into these gender wars from the mindset of scarcity. What's that question? What do you bring to the table?
Mm.
It's like people don't realize how much, what a poverty stricken question that is. It's
Oh my God.
what
Is that what the kids are doing these days?
there we go, right? It's like what a poverty stricken question that is, because that's not a question of abundance. That's not a question of possibilities. That is a question of, I got a few crumbs that I'm standing in the corner with, and I just want to make sure that I can protect my crumbs, and can you add to? And I don't want to be doing this type of work, and I don't want to be doing that type of work. And it's fascinating to me because my bread and butter, so how I even came into education was through sociology and just looking at human behavior and the study of people in groups. And so when you deploy scarcity, you have a lot of people that are coming into relationships from the mindset of not enough. And when you go into a relationship from a place of not enough, you are instantly at odds with one another. You are instantly in competition with one another because the resources are scarce. There's not enough love to go around. There's not enough money to go around. There's not enough intimacy. There's just not enough. And so anybody that comes to any sort of potential love endeavor, enterprise from a poverty stricken, scarcity laden mindset is doomed to fail. It's not going to work. And it's this. I'll even take it back further. Before we got to the what do you bring to the table, do you remember that saying, you complete me?
Of course, Jerry Maguire.
The,
Hmm.
Jerry
And
Maguire.
and you know what? And you know what? To your point, that is a modern day fairy tale. We
Yes.
grew up as little girls watching Cinderella and Snow White and
Yes.
Beauty and the Beast, and it informed our ideas of the whole white knight and being rescued,
Yes.
and endure love for the rest of our lives by our Prince Charming and
Yes.
all this other crap. But Jerry Maguire, that is a modern day fairy tale, that whole you complete me. And boy, did that upend our way of thinking. Understand that we're two halves looking for a whole. Right there
Yes.
is a significant problem.
Two broken people who are just searching for that perfect match, for the one. And I'm like, where are the conversations about wholeness? Okay, what are the conversations about? I am a whole and complete being. And I ask people all the time, especially my clients, I said, who taught you how to love yourself? Who taught you how to love yourself? And let's talk about our parents. It's like, did your mother love herself? Where did you see that showing up? Where's the evidence? And people will tell you all day, well, my mama loved us because she sacrificed and she toiled. And my grandmother, she had these 10 kids and she toiled and she labored and she sacrificed and she scrimped and what have you. And
Love is rooted in sacrifice and suffering.
sacrifice, suffering, and scarcity and not enough. And that in order for you to be worthy of it, okay, in order for you to be worthy of it. You have to be willing to lay yourself prostrate and give it all up. And I'm like, no, we're not doing that. I'm not available for that. I'm not available for
That is not
that.
my ministry.
That is not my ministry. And so it's like, if that's what you believe love to be, help yourself. Because there are a lot of people who still believe that that's what love is. And come to find 5 years into it, 10 years into it, wait a minute, let me go back and look at the brochure, because this doesn't seem to be delivering all that was promised. And so, as long as we believe that love is rooted in scarcity, love works best, okay, when two whole and healthy people, and you don't have to be fully healed. I mean, because, child, aren't we all working on? I'm still
We
in
are
therapy.
we are in
Okay.
we are a constant work in progress until the day that our spirit leaves this physical
There it
husk.
is. Okay. So
And if you stop believing that you are a constant work in progress, well, that is the day that you die.
that is the day that you die. And so the thing is, instead of this investment in trying to be good enough for someone's approval and auditioning, like we have a spot in a Broadway play, it's like, did you ever stop to turn the mirror around and say, how much of this have I invested in myself? It's like, oh, I went and got myself a cute outfit. Did you get a cute outfit for yourself? Or are you trying to get somebody's gaze? Are you trying to get somebody's attention? It's like, oh, well, we go to that restaurant on special occasions. Aren't you the special occasion? Why is it not you? And so women that are coming to this place where they really are starting to love themselves at very high levels, because you teach people how to treat you based on how you treat yourself, okay, that are starting to love themselves at these very high levels, these are the ones that you see starting to opt out. They're like, oh, yeah. Okay, well, I'm gonna exit stage left, and for all that I have accomplished either in my education or in my career, or just being able to just treat myself as the honored guest. Okay, I treat myself as the honored guest. If you have a friend that is coming to visit for the weekend, you have washed the sheets, you done fluffed the pillows, you've made the guest room all nice, you've stocked the fridge. Where do you want to go, girl? You've planned it all out because she's the honored guest. How often do you do that for yourself? And so many of us have been led to believe that we in and of ourselves, we're not worth that effort, that effort is only worth something if it is in service to somebody else.
You just gave me the phrase that I feel like I'm going to use moving forward. I am no longer auditioning.
No.
I've entered this space, and I think that it comes with perimenopause, because
That's another show.
girl, there's something that happens with the depletion of estrogen. What happens when the estrogen goes down, the veil comes up, and we start to question as women, what have I been living for? What have I been auditioning for? How have I been promoting myself? Have this male gaze concept, or the concept of centering men in our lives and understanding that's where society wanted me to exist, and the acknowledgement that it no longer works for you. It no longer works for your sense of spirit, your soul, your concept of self-love, the person that you want to be, radical self-acceptance. It doesn't fit. It's not even that it doesn't work. It doesn't fit anymore. It's an ill fit.
But notice the hypocrisy in it. It's only a problem when women do it. Because what did George Clooney used to be? The most eligible bachelor.
Yes.
And so for a man to get on in years and have acquired and achieved and become and still not be partnered, it was like, that was swag. It was like, wow. But when a woman does that,
Like Jennifer Aniston or Tracy Ellis Ross.
selfish. What's wrong with them? It's like, oh, you're beautiful, you're successful, you got a little money in your pocket and you still don't have a man. What's wrong with you? I'm like, Why are we getting that
The double
question?
standard is
It
infuriating.
is. For anybody who has noticed this growing divide between men and women on social media, please know that is by design. That is intentional. You see women saying men are broken, they're unhealed, they ghost you, they don't call, they don't have conversation. And then you see all of this rhetoric from men saying like women are gold diggers and, they're only good for one thing and life is harder for men than it is for women. Please know this is an intentional manipulation. That people are taking your pain points. Okay, so these content creators who have specific political interest, okay, and a specific political vested interest in keeping men and women at odds with one another are taking your pain, are taking your insecurities, are taking the difficulties that you're having, and they're exploiting them. And then they are fueling you with rhetoric and weaponizing your pain for their political ambitions. Here's what I will say, men or women, men especially, because you are absolutely specifically being targeted with this kind of content. Think about what you want. Think about the kind of man that you want to be and the kind of life that you want to have, separate and apart from what social media is telling you. Like literally get back into yourself, get back into your heart. Think about who you want to be for you, not what society is telling you you want to be. And then see if what you are paying attention to or what is coming up in your algorithm is in alignment with the kind of man that you want to be. And if it isn't, turn it off. Ladies, same thing. If it isn't, turn it off. And get back out in real life, quote unquote, touch grass. Touch grass really just means go back out in real life and learn, okay? Learn, build the muscle of building healthy human social connections, not for romantic purposes, just for like conversation purposes, just for companionship and camaraderie purposes. It doesn't always have to be about love and sex and all of that. We just need to get back to understanding what it is to be face to face, heart to heart, human, compassionate, empathetic beings. That's the baseline, so that no matter what is being said on social media, we're not being harmed by it. That's all I got.
Okay, that was powerful.
Thank you.
From what you said there, it sounds like you believe that there is a concerted effort to indoctrinate specifically men to think a certain way that leads them further away from what could actually be happiness and
Yes.
partnership and community and fellowship, etc. Do you believe that there is an active campaign to do this, and do you think that it's specifically targeted to the Black community?
That's two different questions. So, do I think that there is an active, deliberate, intentional campaign? 100% I do. Okay, 100% I do. So the thing is, when you know how a lot of people will criticize Oprah Winfrey for going to Jeff Bezos's wedding or what have you, and they'll be like, "What?" And it's kind of like this. But I thought she was one of us. When you make a certain amount of money, when you're worth a certain amount of money, it doesn't work like that anymore.
It transcends race.
For us down here, no. But at those levels, when Ellen DeGeneres was sitting next to George W. Bush at some sporting event or whatever, she's like, "What? But I thought she was one of us." When you get to a certain tax bracket, okay, the air up there is very different. The air up there is very different, and the things that we're concerned about at this tax bracket are not the things that they are concerned about at that tax bracket. And so there are people that are at these higher tax brackets. So the Peter Thiels and some of these other, multi-billionaire conglomerates, the tech bros, they control the narrative. They can shadow ban you. They can keep your content from being pushed, and they determine what content gets pushed. Okay. And so they have done so many studies and actual demonstrations where if you set up a TikTok right now and say that you are a 15-year-old white boy, within 15 minutes, the kind of messaging that you are going to get pushed is that red pill, incel, misogynistic rhetoric. It is like, ooh, we got ourselves a new one. So do I think that there's a deliberate actual campaign? Absolutely, positively. Charlie Kirk is going from college campus to college campus, okay, to get them while they're nice and young, okay, and bring them over to these right wing politics. And that is amplified on social media by him and so many others in that space. For Black men in particular, let me walk softly through this pew.
I love that phrase.
Do I believe they are the intended audience? No, I do not believe they are the intended audience. But what do they say? The enemy of my enemy is my friend.
Yes.
And so it's like, but hey, brothers, if you're willing to come along for the ride, if that's one more vote, against these other interests, then absolutely. And the thing is,
So it's like inviting them to sit at the back of the bus.
that's exactly what it is.
Got it. Okay. Well, I'll say it.
That's exactly what it is.